Let's go.
We got the animals. And I'm not just talking about me and Evan here. I'm talking about Garcon and Momo as well. But here we go. We're back for laying it down with Big D. I, of course, am your host, Andrew Big D Morrow. And today we've got a North American rising star, ECL player, and possibly world's most handsome man as well. Evancaw Cawthorn.
Cawthorn. Yeah.
Yeah, we got through that. Yeah,
It's a mouthful.
Here we go. Yeah, how we do? Well, it was a bold choice of me to put Evancaw in the middle of it because like sometimes if people use their actual name for their gamer tag, I don't put it in the middle. I just say their name, but. You know, mistakes were made. We bumbled through it, and now we're here. But how are you doing today, dude?
I'm doing good, man. It's a wonderful day outside. As you can see, I'm getting toasted alive right now. I'm like a vampire, so I'm melting in my chair currently.
Where are you located?
At the very bottom of Indiana. I can't say there's much to do or talk about here, but it's at least sunny, blue skies, farmland, in the middle of nowhere. Perfect environment for a CS player, I guess.
And yeah, you ping really nicely to Chicago, I bet.
I should, but I mean I get 20 ping, which isn't bad by any means, but I feel like I should get like 10 or 15 or something. But I'm happy with my 20 ping. It's the lowest I've ever had. So, yeah.
Well, and another thing to add to your list of titles, FPL player as well, ECL player and FPL player. You have you ever won FPL? I don't keep track of who wins those things.
I did. I don't remember when. I think it was like my fourth ever week or fifth or something. It was like near the beginning when I first got in, and then after that. I don't know. I lost the juice or something. I'm not good at FPL. I don't know the winning formula for that. I'm just an anchor. I show up, try to do my job, and then after that I just get off for the night. I like rage quit or whatever.
Is I take it FPL's hard. I know that might be a stupid question, but is it is it like here's players. I, as a player, I don't know if this goes for others, but I, as a player, throughout the years, have like imagined FPL to be this like paradise of like everybody working together, everybody knowing their utility, running these strats, having a good time, and like no matter what, at the end of the day, we gave it our all. Is it anything like that, or is it still just like a pug in North America?
It's definitely still a pug, I'd say for sure. There's 100% better communication and more team play. I wouldn't say FPL is necessarily like hard in the sense that like it's hard to win. I feel like as long as you yourself are doing your job as a player and maybe more than that, and you also comm well, then you'll definitely get a high, like a 56-60% win rate. But I feel like the hardest part of FPL is just like trying to tame your teammates because their ego is constantly clashing against each other. I've also like I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna act like an angel here. I've trolled a lot of FPL games, 100%.
Don't let Darwin hear you. I don't know if he watches
I've made
these.
The situation worse a few games, but like it's hard only in the sense that like. You'll get like someone shit talking at someone else on your team for playing bad or whatever. Like every game, I think it's the main issue. Is just like toxicity or something. But outside of that, I'd say it's honestly it's nice. It's fun to play. You learn a lot. You can practice your team CS stuff if you want, or pugs. It doesn't matter.
And I feel like you probably learn a lot too with interacting with different players from other teams as well. Yeah. Like people bring their little things when you catch people on a good day, high level CS is really fun to play because everybody's vibing off of each other and helping each other out. But man, if things start going awry early on and somebody's having a bad day, everybody's just in that pressure cooker online, and then everybody's sitting at home as well in the comfort of their home, so they feel like safe to lash out or be a little more nasty because who the hell's gonna stop them, you know?
Yeah, I
Uh,
was gonna add on as well. Like, if you're a CS player in NA, every day is a bad day
yeah,
for you. So you're constantly like tilted.
there is constant tilt. Well, we're gonna circle back to why NA has issues here in a moment, but let's go back in time here, Mr. Cawthorn.
Let's go.
All like as far back to what year were you born?
2004. I don't know why I had to think about that. I just
2004. Good
like
lord.
I keep wanting to say 2003 because I was born in January, so it's like right there. But 2000.
I was a freshman in high school then.
Really? I thought you were a lot younger.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
thought you were
gonna.
like, I'd say 26 from looking at you, or like
I like
27.
that. Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna lose some weight here someday. We don't know when. You know.
Let's go gym max together, dude. Look at me. I need it.
Dude,
I need it.
we can do. I need to cut weight and then we can build together and
Hell
we'll
yeah.
get shredded. Do some Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something like that too. Get some learn how to take out this aggression in physical form in a
Yeah.
healthy way. Um, so let's go all the way back in time to 2004.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm trying to think what game was I was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 in 2004. That's what I actually. You know what I was going. It wasn't out yet because it came out September, whatever, fall 2004. But Halo 2 was what I was playing around
I
then.
was just about to guess a Halo gamer. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I that's when I first got online was 2004. My parents finally, I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. I'm flipping
Yeah.
the script on you here. You thought we were going to talk about you. I'm giving you a little biography here.
Hell yeah.
No, my parents didn't let me online for a while because we grew up in the '90s when it was like still like a little wary to get on the internet. Like, oh, you get too many like it was weird to be on the internet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I finally got to play in 2004, and then I started playing Halo 2, and we'll go into my history someday as well. But anyway, I digress here. You can tell I'm an old man because I'm just rambling on and on.
Nah, keep
Uh,
it up, man.
I want to hear about where you started though. How early did you start in gaming, and then how did you find your way over to Counter Strike?
Man. Um.
I don't know if it started in 2004. That might be a bit too early, but
Yeah, I came out
that's
the
as
gate
early
just
as
with a
it.
controller in my hand.
You might have. Who
I was
knows,
ready.
dude? You're a
No.
beast.
I'm trying to think back all the way to like the roots. I guess I I'll try and give like the year maybe, but I'm not sure how accurate it is. But like I'd say, because my brother had like, I have an older brother who used to like buy all the consoles, like the original Xbox, the I think he had a GameCube, a Game Boy, and I think that was it. No, no, no. He had a PS1, and like I would play all the games. I think in like 2009, I would play the Spider-Man games from like the Tobey Maguire movies. I'd play Halo Reach. I would play. I think it was called Frenzy something, where you're like in a cage, like a ball cage, and you do like mini games or something. I don't. My memory's not too good on that, but I'd play a bunch of little games there, and then my dad was also a PC gamer as well. He would play Far Cry 1 and 2, Wolfenstein, and like Doom and stuff, and Unreal Tournament, all like the FPS kind of games.
I like your
So
dad.
yeah, yeah, he taught me, or not taught me, but he showed me a lot of cool games. And I would sit on like his chair and play, because he had like, to give an example, like pretend this is like his work computer, and he had like a gaming computer as well. So he would be like over here working at home, and I'd be over here like gaming or whatever, you know. And yeah, I'd play those all day long, like all day. I definitely had an issue. I would get home from like elementary school, and I would play that shit all day long, just, and then eventually, um, I think like 2010, 2011, a game came out called Lego Universe. I was I was locked in that until the game died. I remember I was like, I bawled when that game died. I don't know what, because I revisited the game recently because some like small group of people revived it or whatever, and I replayed it just to go down nostalgia lane. It wasn't all that, I'm not gonna lie, but I love that game. And then, as you probably know, after 2011, 2012, Minecraft, got hooked in that, and then after being addicted to that, I finally downloaded Steam. I think then in like 2013 or so. I played Gary's mods, Dark RP, and then from there, I moved to Counter Strike because I saw like a Sparkles video or something, or I used to watch his compilations, and then I started playing matchmaking. I was Silver 2 for like 3,000 hours, and then I think I stopped playing CS, and I went back to Minecraft as like going through middle school years, and then I think freshman year of high school is when fre- yeah, I would say freshman year of high school is when I got back into CS. I started playing matchmaking. I got to global, and then 2020, which I think was my sophomore or junior year, I can't remember. That's when I downloaded ESCA and Face It, and that's when I truly started grinding. And by that point, I had like 4K hours in the game, and then yeah, the Evancaw legacy kicked off from there, if that's what you want to call it.
That is what I
It was
want
a
to
long
call it.
road.
No, that's dude. I need to. I'm gonna bring this up again for anybody watching. It's another Minecraft pipeline. For there's two ways that people seem to have gotten
Yeah.
into Counter Strike. It's either I played Minecraft and then I got into Counter Strike,
Yep.
or
Or Big Brother, right?
that's
Everyone
exact.
always has a bigger brother.
That's
Always.
exactly right. Or
I hear that so
that's
much.
that's usually like the older like the younger guys is generally like the Minecraft, but like the older
Yeah,
guys that
yeah.
are like in their late 20s or like early 30s, they're like I watched my older brother play. Like my
Yeah,
older brother was
yeah.
in high school when 1.6 was out and I would watch him play and he was like dominating people and I had to be better than him or whatever. You know, you hear that
Yeah.
story. So I think that's interesting. Well, okay, well, the next question is, as we're developing these questions into a pretty, I'm gonna actually be able to write these questions down someday. So, anyway, these are just random thoughts and notes out loud from
Yeah.
Big D. Let's move on.
Let's go.
Thanks. I forgot the question. No, I didn't. So once you started competing once you downloaded ESEA and you started like competing in when,
Hmm.
what was the journey from open to ECL and where you are now? Because
Um,
you were in ECL and you played on a decent ECL team. You did not play on like,
yeah.
not to say that there were shitter ECL teams because I really avoid that kind of negativity. But you know, there were teams that were struggling to through their seasons in ECL, and you guys
Yeah,
were like
yeah.
able to give teams like NRG a run for their money and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
what was the journey like from start to finish? And not, this is part two of the legacy.
Oh man. Trying to remember. I think okay, so to get back to 2020 where I downloaded ESCA, I started playing spamming ESCA pugs for probably like 6 months or so, and then I got into ESCA because of a player called Savage with a 9. People watching may know him or not, but he basically told me to like you should join a league team or whatever. So I'm trying to remember. I think my first ever team. God, this was horrible. My first ever team was obviously an open team. I played with a bunch of people in like my friend group at the time, and it was abysmal because like obviously I was brand new to league. I played horrible. Um, I got cut, but I didn't just get cut. I got like screamed at. I got screamed at for an hour, and I have the whole thing recorded somewhere. I don't know where it is, but basically it was just like an hour-long shit talk session. Like I was just getting it. I was like, Jesus Christ, I know I'm bad, but is that necessary? And then after that, I quit League for like I think like 3 or 4 months. I was like, yeah, I'm not having any of that. And then kept grinding pugs. I think I was like, I got to after that, I got to like rank A on ECA. Grinded that. Eventually got to play in a main team. I played one game again. I completely because I basically skipped open and intermediate, right? I played one game of main, dropped no, not 60. I dropped 30 ADR against CLG Red, and then got eternally flamed for that. So my first two league experiences were wonderful, wonderful start. Got like instantly cut from that team for one loss. That was a little bit ridiculous, but in a moment. And then I think after that I went to sub for a main team, played one game there. And then finally, after all of that, I somehow got control of a main team. I don't even remember the backstory there. Built a team around me. I think I op IGL'd, and by that point, I think I was like A plus on ESEA. I was like 3K elo, face it, and I had like an 80 ADR main season or something, whatever. And from there, I tried out for an advanced team. They picked me up as an anchor. Um, it was a guy named Yuri, otherwise known as Walter in real life. He was really nice. He picked me up. We played for I think 2 seasons. My first season was like I don't even. My first season was okay. I was learning. I had like I think 68 something ADR. It wasn't like a crazy star player. Played again, got like 78 or whatever, and then from that team I went to oh shit, I don't even know what I went to. I went to another advanced team, and then probably another one. Grinded out, started making like HLTV matches with like mixed rosters with players, and then fast forwarding a lot. I was just one night I was scrolling Twitter, and like Magic from my previous Chill Guys team was like, we are looking for one or something because I think yeah that was when Sofer got deported, and then Max like Zam he left the team for IRL stuff. So yeah, I just messaged them and they were like, all right, we'll try you out. Did the trial process, and yeah, I got picked up, and then from there, I waited anxiously for like a month to play, or maybe it was 2 months to play like my first ECL season. I was nervous as shit because obviously, I basically skipped my way up, through all of the leagues. I didn't really like, I didn't win any league to get, I don't know, I fucking B-hopped up. Um, so yeah, we played our first season of ECL, absolutely got smacked horribly. Like we got destroyed. I think I think with me on the team, we got like 4 wins, and then because it was in the middle of the season I joined, so maybe it wasn't 2 month break, but it was like a month or something. Um, and then yeah, that season ended. We were basically ego death. We had no like expectations from ourselves going into the next season because we didn't get relegated barely. And then we did a lot of practice. We also made, I think, one roster change. We picked up Merle because he moved to the U.S. And yeah, we did basically 3 months of hard practice. I actually like that was the first time I got introduced to like professional level of practice. We worked hard. Our work ethic was really good. We grinded, and then the season came, and I mean, shit, we played good. Like we started off hard. I was enjoying it. We played like the tournament where you win this chair, won that, and then that's when a lot of the controversy broke out, as I'm sure you know about Nightblade and some just the rest of my teammates cheating or whatever. That was a first time experience. It was a good experience to learn from, but yeah, that was rough for like the first 6 months. Just like constantly, because I saw everything on Twitter. everything on Twitter, on like streams, everything. Like everyone thought we were cheating. I think like half my friends list just like removed me from the start of the controversy to like now, basically. Like still half the people are just like, I don't know. They still think we cheat even after we went to LAN. But yeah, that happened. Um, then the season ended. I think we went to LAN, and then after LAN, that's when Merle was moving. I think he also got a new job or something. I can't remember. I know someone who's on the team still got a new job as well, and then I just stepped down for like IRL focus things. I wanted to, focus IRL and stuff for a little bit, and then yeah, I'd say 2 or 3 days after that is when I got hit up, joined my current team. We played open, one open. Now we're going to be playing advanced, and here we are. That's a very long, a very long, I guess, way of explaining it. But yeah, let me know if I'm yapping too much. Feel free to stop me.
No, no, I told you. We want to hear. We want to hear the Evancaw story here. So, well, yeah, you may or may not know, but I was one of those jackasses on Twitter that said some stupid shit earlier this year, which, uh, I think people know we've squashed the beef, and I ate a slice
Yeah,
of humble pie for my stupidity. But, yeah, I mean, I think that I think that it's very representative of the kind of mob mentality that can form
hmm
in communities like ours that are self-policing, right? And I can't imagine what that is like to deal with, especially because I didn't know. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing about you guys. Like, yeah, we like Merle joined the team. We locked in and said let's like practice up and
yeah,
see what happens, right? And then and you win and like see the fruits of your labor, right? And are
yeah,
immediately met with cheaters. They're
yeah, yeah.
cheating, right? And it's like on. Do you what like? Does anybody know like what? I mean, I don't really care too much about what basis that started on, but because I'm more interested in like how you guys as a team dealt with that internally and responded to it. But like, yeah, what? How did you guys deal with that internally and respond to that? Like, because I'm sure that was crushing after putting in all that effort.
I mean, I can't speak individually for everyone, but from my POV, my team actually handled it quite well, I'd say. They were very just focused on just improving as a team. They were like these accusations are only a compliment. Like we're clearly improving, comparative to our last season. Like we're doing good. Just stay focused, keep growing. It's like for the most part, I'd say I was able to do that as well. But I'm sure if you go and scroll in my Twitter history or just you remember, like, there were slip ups for sure, where it's like all these comments got to me, and I was like, dude, I mean, come on, man, please. You know, I eventually, I think I'd say I eventually got to a point though where it's like I could hear the worst and be like, yeah, it's whatever, like I'd say for the most part we just we saw it as a good thing or tried to see the good in it, like how it was basically like, oh, we're this good or whatever, people think we cheat, even though like that's kind of egotistical, but like we were trying to pull some good from it, and I think we did a decent job doing so. And yeah, I mean it was very important experience for me, I'd say, because I imagine like that was only the tip of the iceberg for what like a lot of these tier 1 players go through, from just random shit, from like either also cheating accusations or maybe stuff like trash talk, like how Mezzi used to get shit talked on Vitality for performing badly, and then now he's obviously really good with the new team. But like I imagine that's what tier 1
Or
players have to go through. They just have to deal with the community of just like saying negative things. So it's a good learning experience, I think, for me and the team.
I was gonna say too. I think that like yeah, one of the interesting things about Counter Strike is if you're not like a mentally or emotionally strong, or more mentally strong person of like dealing with trash talk and people putting you down and saying nasty things, it will certainly, you know, teach you how to deal with those things one way or another,
Yeah.
especially the higher levels that you go. And yeah, something that you talked about there, something that occurs to me, is like the like gamblers, the like people who like gamble on these games and then
Yeah. Yep.
like send death threats to these players and
Oh
whatnot.
yeah.
By the way, this is Momo the cat here. He's here
Little
working on,
fluff ball.
yeah, he's working on biscuits.
Pancaking.
Yeah, he's okay. He's just gonna stick his ass in your face. Don't worry about
Let's
it.
go.
Um, he's a part of the conversation here. Um,
Let's go.
well, the other thing I was gonna ask too is how did you like you jumped multiple leagues in a row? Like what do you think was key there, and like what were the like steps to like growing mechanically over the years for you as you worked your way up through those things? Because obviously you had to have some level. Was there some level of confidence and just young stupidity and like I'm gonna make this happen?
Um, I would say it's a few things. I would say first, like I just at the time especially, but like still now, but especially at that time, I loved the game. I was so addicted. I just played pugs all day long, every day, getting like constant playtime in, learning from each pug. Although I will say my mindset wasn't to necessarily learn from each pug, but you know, when you spam the game, you're bound to learn something from it. So it's like it was that. Then I tried to network myself as good as possible at the time because I was like I still am relatively unknown, but like especially then, like I was just a random ECA pugger. No one like good really knew me in advanced or above. So I tried to just like, if I had the opportunity to, I would try to, meet new people through my current friends, pug with them. You know, back then you got like plus rep on your ECA LFT post or something. So it's like I try to network. I So the pugging, networking, and then in terms of like hopping up, I don't honestly. I think it was just a luck thing. I definitely should have played open more. I think way more, and then played main for like another season or something. But yeah, I'd say I just grinded honestly, and then just I basically nagged my way into tryouts, and then like from there you can not just say it with your mouth, but you can prove like what you can do with your gameplay. And then I like to think like they saw my gameplay and they're like, he's not so bad, you know. So I guess I imagine that's how I did it, but I could be wrong.
No,
There
that
is a lot of luck involved, I'd say as well.
sure. Real fast, by the way, we need to pause this recording, okay?
Sure.
I'm gonna stop that. Okay. And we're back. Hang on. Momo. Okay, Momo, come on, move.
The hell, Momo?
I love this cat. Anyway, thank you for your patience there. Through the power of movie magic, it'll seem like no time has passed at all since we were
Seamless
just talking.
transition.
A seamless transition. And we don't need to go into the hullabaloo of what happened there, but needless to say, it was an emergency. Um,
Jesus, man. Oh man.
uh, listen, the cat got on top of me and was like pushing down on my stomach and like
Yeah.
pawing at me, and it was just exacerbating an issue that could not wait. Okay, that's where we were.
Man.
It had to be done, and now we're back to close this out in spectacular fashion. Well, and now, so it works out as a transition as well, because we've talked about the Evan story here and where you came from in your rise to glory. To finish that off, actually, where do you see what do you want to talk a little bit about this current roster and what you're doing? Is this public information for
Yeah,
everybody to know?
yeah.
What's on the horizon for you?
Right now, we're gonna grind hard in the off season. We're gonna play this advanced season, see what happens. We, I'd say we are definitely here to grind and make it to the very top of NA. We all want it bad. We're practicing hard. We're the way we're taking a perspective, I guess you could say, on everything is we are grinding and taking everything we possibly can from tier one teams like work ethics and um, I guess ways to tackle every situation. We're doing all of that. We're here to not only get paid like pros, but also play and practice like pros as well. So we yeah we want to make it to the top, and it'll be for sure a long grind, but it'll be a fun one. I think it can definitely happen sooner or later. Doesn't matter.
Do you want to give a shout out as to what the team name is?
Yeah, yeah. Sports bet expert, otherwise known as SPE. Um, we have a website as well where you can get sports betting advice if you want to do that kind of thing. Um, yeah, no, the owner of the team, Pete 187, he's the goat. I love that guy. Um, he allows all of us to put our 110% into the game. We can full focus. Like this is probably I'd say this is actually just the best practice ever. Like we can all fully devote ourselves to it, and it's really nice.
I like that. Well, I'm excited to see where you go because, yeah, it's exciting hearing your story as well that you got like this opportunity in ECL and like then you put in the practice and like you showed up on these events and like won
Mm-hmm.
some stuff and like even showed up at LAN you guys made it into the playoffs at LAN, right? Like you made
Yeah,
it
yeah.
out of your group stage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, say what you will about the Chill Guys roster, but by Big D's standards, I think you guys proved yourselves at LAN because it was pretty exciting to watch. And you talked to somebody like Nightblade as well, and like something that we just don't think about in our region very much is like how often LAN events are available in like CIS and EU regions for a lot of these players. So a lot of
Yeah,
these like import players, like I asked him, I'm like, so what's it like being, back at a big LAN event like this? He's like, this is an average weekend back home for me
yeah,
when I was a kid. Like this is very normal. So I think that's something people don't consider very often. Yeah, I'm excited to see where you go with this project as well. Now let's get into the as if it's not been the nitty gritty already here.
yeah, yeah.
Let's dive
I'm
even
open for it.
further
Yeah.
on another level here. What are, in your opinion, what are the issues that plague North American Counter Strike, and what can it do to grow and get back on the world stage? And do you feel like we're headed in the right direction or not?
Um. Yeah, I have a few things, and I will preface this by saying, especially in the past, but even currently, I still struggle with some of these things myself. Um, but I'm trying to fix them every day. I will say these are also in no particular order as well. But one thing, well, many things. I'll say first is work ethic. I feel like a lot of the people that are unpaid and like feel like they deserve to be paid don't work as hard as they should be. Like they should be working the same, if not harder, than someone who's getting paid, basically. Like at the game, grinding demos, deathmatch, just pugs, the game, whatever practices. Like if you want to get paid, you have to go above and beyond. And then it's the same thing for the people that do get paid. I feel like, and I'm not naming any names or like I'm not referring to everyone in ECL that gets paid, but like just overall, like in North America, teams that get paid, I feel don't work as hard as they should, or they take it for granted. Some do. And yeah, I mean that's a big problem. Another one is just, I mean I think this one's the most obvious is ego. I mean, and I don't know if it's through like just the culture of North America or um, I don't know what causes that, because if you compare it to different regions, it has to be the culture, I think. But like we have a lot of ego, which holds us back in so many ways. Um, and this also kind of ties into ego, but like the showing off a lot, and like that leads to a lot of friction, and within teams and out of outside of teams, like the the showing up to games and being like, "Fuck yeah, we fucked those guys up. Those guys were so easy." Like that kind of stuff. Like everyone
Like
wants to be a
taking to social media and like
yeah,
posting that kind of stuff, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a star as well, like a star player. It just leads to many like communication issues as well, because also ego, like you don't want to admit you're wrong, so it leads to a lot of communication issues. It prevents you from bettering yourself and the team, um, and you know, other stuff like I said before, celebrating arrogance, like the yeah, look at us, look at what we did, we're so good, or stuff like that. Like if you compare it to like other countries, I'd say like Japan, for example, like they have a culture that's like very anti-ego. Like for example, and it comes with its own negatives, but like in their workplace, for example, like most places you work in Japan, the culture is like you respect your work, you do more than what is asked of you, and you don't complain. And that's, one of the big reasons why there's actually a high suicide rate over there, is because like obviously people are going to be very unhappy in those conditions, but it's also like very ego death. Like they don't complain at all. And it's those countries, funny enough, actually have a job. Um, I'm trying to think what it's called. I think it's you can maybe Google this, but I think it's something like it's called the American job or something. And basically, their duty is to call out the bullshit within the workplace because of their culture of not complaining. So it's like they have a literal job dedicated for someone who calls stuff out, because their culture is like so anti-complain, and just you do your job and you respect your work basically. So I mean, that's why I think, especially in MOBAs, for example, Asian countries are the best region. Like the Asian region, I mean, they're the best. Like it's like even in Korea, they don't treat games as a joke. Like you'll see it on TV and stuff over there. Like you have Faker and stuff. Like I mean it's huge, and that's like I said in MOBAs, like Asians dominate. I think inevitably in CS, it's going to be the case eventually. Mongols just made major finals. Um, like, and they have a massive player base obviously as well. That helps because shit out more donks and more prodigies than a smaller region. But like I think mostly it's because of their culture and their mindset on the game, where you know they're just low ego and full focused on the game. Like I think NA should just be hyper focused on studying EU for everything, because they at the moment they do everything better than everything from practice to mentality to you name it, right? And I think an issue that we also have in NA is like I'd say like picking teammates up based on stats instead of like, do they not complain? Do they agree with the team mentality? Do they agree with the idea, the goals, the work ethic? Like, will they do it? Will they just show up and do that? Like, you should pick players up that do that instead, because the skill ceiling of improvement there is possibly infinite. Instead of just picking up someone who's like, oh, this guy's 90 ADR, he's probably pretty good. That's also why like teams like Falcons, I mean, there's kind of like a extreme case, and they do still play good, but like they don't necessarily win majors just because you spent millions and they're all the best players in their slot, like on a team. Like you guys also have to gel with your mentality, idea, goals, all of that. Like you have to, yeah. I mean, I've said it. Like you can't just pick up people based off stats, and I think the performance of your team is irrelevant to the journey of you becoming a pro CS player as well. Like, and that's not just for CS. That's for anything. Um, like a lot of people struggle to focus inward as well, and they like get mad at their teammates, or it's like they cope in certain ways that prevent like improvement. Like that's a big issue as well. It's like I don't get the people in pugs that also say like in league or league two, like bad teammates are useless. Like I can't do anything. My teammates are bad. Like bad teammates are still useful. They're only useless because like I'd say you don't know how to utilize them. And then also I feel like you can learn a lot from bad teams, from just navigating through conversations, like, and even if they don't work out, like you still learn something from talking to them. So I mean, just I would say, I know that was like a giant rambling, but I would say if you can summarize most of that in your head and then carry that with you, it can do a lot for any player in this region. I mean, genuinely, I think that to summarize it in one word, it's like just ego. Ego is a massive massive issue in this region, I'd say, in many ways. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And there's no wrong answers to that question at all, because it's also one of these things that's it's not a simple solution, right? Like it's a complex problem that
yeah, yeah.
uh, I, I think that the ego issue runs deeper as a cultural issue, right? Like you
Hmm.
said, like it's in North America, we still have these things where it's like video games are kind of this silly thing, or
Yeah.
you play Call of Duty, right? Like it's a goofy kids thing to do, right?
Hmm.
It's not something serious or something to be taken serious. But do you feel like the region is changing, or do you feel like it's getting worse? Like I know you've grown up in like you started playing ESEA in 2020. Like I started back in 2015, and I I don't have a good gauge whether or not it's gotten worse because I've never reached higher levels of like competition. I've only ever pugged, and pugs are not
Hmm.
a gauge of where things are. They're toxic in every region. But do you feel like it's getting? Do you feel like even since you've started playing in the last 5 years, that it's getting better, or yeah, or do you think that
Um,
it's getting worse?
it's hard to say, really. I mean, I will say I feel like it's kind of just stuck in a stagnant state of like the same thing over and over. And because people don't really reach out to people with experience or like better players, they don't really know which direction to go. So they kind of keep repeating the same mistakes. And it's also like, I think many other pro players have said this before, like all the super experienced IGLs or like players, they all either left to Valorant or they retired. So it's like these players, they're trying their best. That like I'm sure a lot of them are actually trying their best. They need a direction, and we're not going to get that from our culture, I think. So it's like to to fix our issues, I think like it's up to each person individually how far you want to go. Like if you truly want to go pro, like you have to seek out the answers yourself. You have to be proactive and ask around. Like don't. My number one thing is like don't be afraid to reach out to people. Like even if you just randomly add someone on Steam that's like a pro player or just a player that's better than you, and you think it'll be like cringy or whatever, just drop that shit mindset and just ask people for help or advice. Like most people, like imagine it in your shoes. I don't think you'd look at someone asking you for advice on like casting or something, and you'd be like, "Huh, what a weirdo," you know? Like you'd be
Who
happy
the
to
hell
help.
does this person
Yeah,
think they are asking me about casting?
yeah, yeah. No, like most people, including pros, are like very happy and like honored to help people out. Like all you have to do is just reach out, and you can go from there. Just be proactive and want to actually learn. You know, it's a big, very big thing, I think, and that I mean that'll take a lot of time, but and it can improve from even where we are now. It's not impossible, but it's hard. You just have to work hard, I think.
That's wise words from a young man who's risen
Thank you.
to the top and done it himself and been grinding. So I appreciate you sharing that. All right, well
Of course.
let's not dawdle here too much longer. I only got like a couple more questions for you, and one of them. Oh yeah, you're gonna be the first person I ask the new question because we've been asking
Oh,
about the
let's go.
major the
Yeah.
last several weeks. But that's over and done with. So now we set our sights on the player break roster shuffle.
Mm.
What are some in Evancaw's fantasy land? What are some moves you'd like to see? We already saw uh, Kiyosuke
Mm.
Suke. That you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kiyosuke for picked up on Falcons. Magic benched. Dupree retired. Vitality, greatest team in the world. You talked about Asian CS starting to come online. We saw Asian CS come online more than just Mongols this
Yeah, no, yeah,
event.
yeah. I'm
We saw Lin Vision looking strong as well.
very proud of that team.
So
Um,
what are some of your off-season roster shuffles that you see happening?
I mean, looking at the teams here, I mean, I feel like everyone within the top, I'd feel like everyone within like the top 5, even top 10, like they just need to keep their rosters and just grinds. I mean, maybe Phase, it's kind of tough because they don't really have an opera permanently yet. I don't know if they'll buy Simple or not. I don't even know who all the free agents are, but I definitely think Perfecto needs to go to Spirit. I think that would be a good place for him to go in place of Magic's. I'd love to see him anchor on that team. I feel like they would instantly start winning majors again. Um, in terms of Aurora, I feel like I don't know. I feel like their team's good. I feel like they should just stick together and just keep grinding. Honestly, I don't think they need to change. Navi, I think it's rumored that they're gonna have changes. I don't know who, but honestly, Wonderful probably needs to to go to a different team. I don't know who would replace him. Maybe Alcarin or I don't remember who ops on Navi Academy, but just one of these academy guys, man. They're all so good. They could go there. Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I definitely want to see. Hmm. Do you know like who are some of the free agents right now? I think my
You know
boy
better
missed
than
him.
I do.
I think my boy missed
Missed
him.
him.
He's on Young Ninjas. I really want to see him go to like at least a solid tier 2 team. I think he's a good IGL. Uh he has really good potential. He works hard, good work ethic. I want to see him go to like any international or whatever tier 2 team, just international. I don't think he speaks any other language. But Bet Boom just had Axile and I think Zorta get dropped. I think that could be good. Perfecto could go to that team. I don't know how that would work role wise, but he could take Zorte's spots maybe. I don't know, but that could be good. A wild card. I think it's rumored they're getting Peeping. I don't know. I think they're. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know what's going on internally with that team, but I feel like they
Who
have
did
a
they
good.
pick up?
It's rumored that they're picking up Peeping. It might be confirmed. I haven't really kept
I
up.
think it was confirmed. I think they benched Sonic and they're picking up Peeping. I thought I saw
Yeah,
a post about it,
I don't know
but
how it.
maybe I made it up.
I don't know how it goes like internally with that team, but from the outside perspective, I feel like Sonic is a really solid player. So I'm confused as to why they did that, but who knows? That could go well. I think Peeping is a really solid player as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. I do have to say Headtrick and NPL both like earning their rep. Not that their rep was tarnished. They've earned their rep back for sure in the tier 1 scene. They could get sniped to they Headtrick could take a wonderful spot. That could happen. I think that would be very good as well. I think Liquid is maybe going to drop Nath. I don't know who the fuck they would pick up, to be honest. They could pick up someone in NA. Maybe maybe like a bro or something. I don't know. But I think overall, like most of these teams should probably stick together. I feel like Virtus Pro especially, they actually surprised me at stage 2 and stage 1, or I think it was just stage 2. It might have been stage 2. Furia is really good. They need to stick together. I'd say for the most part, yeah, these teams just need to stick together. They all showed really good, promising results for Asian CS. Um, I'm not sure how it goes in their region. I don't know if they have like a bunch of free players readily available, but I feel like Tyloo could maybe. I don't know. I just haven't been seeing like insane impact from attacker that you saw in like the old roster. But I have been very um, happy, I guess you could say, to watch. I don't know how you say his name, Mozia. That guy's actually a really solid up and coming player. I like watching him. Namiga with 1 year is the like IGL and Zwei. It's been really fun watching those guys. I think Zwei can honestly get sniped to like any. I don't know how good his like English is, but if it's good, he could get sniped to any of these top 10 teams maybe. Zwei is a good player I think to look at. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. I think it's up in the air, bro. Any of these players could go to any of these teams. It's yeah, we just have to wait and see, honestly.
It's going to be exciting. I know that much. All right, dude. Well, I got one last question for you. I would ask where your name Evancaw comes from, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, his name's Evan Cawthorn. In case you didn't see the beginning of this,
Mind
why
blowing.
you? Yeah, I know why you'd be jumping to the very end of this episode instead of hearing it from the beginning. I don't know, but people on the internet do wild things. Anyway, my last question for you here, and there's been plenty of advice uh, throughout this, very, very, very sage advice. What? This is the last question I always ask everybody, though.
Mhm.
What is if you could talk to a younger version of yourself, what 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 advice would you give them? And this can be Counter-Strike related or life related, but just kind of uh, a platform to get on a soapbox here and preach to the younger generation.
Um, I would say don't focus on getting good stats is one thing I'll say, or like trying to compare yourself to anyone, whether it's a player in a division above you or in your division, or if it's Donk. Like just focus improving one mistake at a time from either your previous pug, brim, match, whatever. Just focus one mistake at a time. Um, I'd say for the second one, like for the love of God, please, immediate ego death. I'm trying to work on this myself, but ego so bad. It's so bad. Um, keep all your focus. Yeah, I'd say keep all your focus like inward and within you and towards your team only. Don't like worry what someone says to you in a pug or league match, Twitter, whatever. Just like prove them wrong with your gameplay, not your words, basically. This one's really important, I'd say. I would definitely tell this to my my younger self is like focus on living healthily outside of the game and like getting your I guess you say getting your shit together from like your diet, your sleep, um, socializing, getting hobbies, um, any of that stuff. Like it sounds like it's irrelevant to Counter Strike. It sounds like it doesn't matter, but I promise you, it is the biggest thing. Mentality is like 70% of this game, and that causes good mentality. I think if you improve your IRL, you will be a lot happier, which leads to a lot better gameplay. But also, it improves your actual life, which is the biggest benefit from that. So, obviously, don't do it just for Counter Strike, but do it for you. But like stuff like staying up late, play games like pugs. Don't like set yourself a bedtime. Just do it. It's really good. Um, like try your best to eat healthily. I know like in America it's really easy to crumble and eat fast food chain restaurants
God, it's
because
so delicious.
it tastes good. It's
What
everywhere.
do you
It's
think I got all
cheap.
these chins?
It's cheap, but like try your best. Like you can start with just making one meal a day. Like you can start with making your own breakfast a day, and then you can add lunch if you feel comfortable with that. Just do that. You can, yes, I would say sleep, eating meals, pick up hobbies, do things that you enjoy, like, or try stuff out. Like full send it. Like recently, I tried, or not tried. I got into music, and I'm loving that. It's great. Um, yeah, I mean,
Big
I
D
don't.
Evancaw collab coming soon.
We definitely could. Um, yeah, just overall, like just anything that makes you happy, do it, and just live better. Like that matters a lot for CS actually. And then I'd say for the final thing is like, how do I say this? I guess I mean I've already said it before, but like to re-emphasize, it's like don't be afraid to reach out for help of any kind. Like either game related or not related. Like if you're struggling with something in real life, like you can talk to people about it. Like you're not going to get shamed for it. No one's going to, you know, do an online therapy session with you and then go on Twitter and be like, "Hey guys, look at this fucking asshole. Like look at this guy." You know? Like ask for help either about game related stuff or out not game related. Like if you need help, ask your peers, ask pros that you can add or something or you know. Like most people will respond. They're very open at chatting, and overall, just I guess be yourself in the sense that don't try and you know copy what you see your peers do, or like don't try and fall into the bandwagon of you know just whatever this group thinks I'm gonna do this or how they act I'm gonna don't let people like mold you negatively. Just like try and be self-conscious, you know, and then
I think
yeah, from there it's up to you.
I think that's brilliant advice, Evan, and I certainly can take that. Need to heed that advice more often, as I fell into the bandwagon earlier this year, like we talked about. But obviously, that beef is squashed. I appreciate you so much coming on to the
Yeah,
show and sharing all your wisdom and your
thank you for
journey
having me.
with us. And Hot One style, this camera, this camera, this camera. What do you tell the people what you got going on? I know we talked about your team, but where can people find you, and when are you DJing EDC?
Give me a sec. I don't even know my Twitter at. I don't- okay, yeah. At Evan underscore call. You can find. I don't think I tweet too often, but I might stream rarely and post it there. You can add me on Steam if you want to pug. Whatever. I don't upload music yet. I'm not that good. But mostly I'm down to chill. You guys can add me on Discord or Steam, and yeah, we can talk and that's it really. I'm mostly like a lay low kind of person online. Not much to do.
I like that. All right, well, thanks for joining and thank you for watching. That is it.
Thank you.